guy right here with the 5-second applause. Yo,
I gotta say, I was like, what's he gonna say? I was a little bit scared, so I appreciate it. You know,
Hey y'all, it's Lummy Me J here. I am pretty much just going to set up shop here. This is a mean time in between time. So in these I don't talk as much. I sit back, listen to some podcasts that you'll probably be able to hear in the background, set up shop. And yeah, it's exactly what the title says. It's mean time in between time. This is what I do in between making videos. Now, I've gone through the mansion and I know what all my loot is. So I think I've done everything. But that's for 21, part 21, my part 21 video. So that hasn't come out yet, unfortunately, but it will be out soon, y'all. So just stay tuned. Said I was gonna set up my room in here. Gotta set up another portal. And yeah, this is just me just doing random tasks and stuff. So let's get started. Right now, what I'm listening to, if you guys can hear it very well, is The Company Man, and he invited several other podcasters and video essayists on, I think, to talk about the J. Cole song. What was the J. Cole's? Port Antonio or something like that. So yeah, if that's what you guys hear in the background, that's what it is. But yeah, let's sit back and enjoy the you know, the mean between time. Something you can fall asleep to, you know. I know everybody's asleep right now. I'm up. It's 12:49. I gotta go to work tomorrow. Oops. Whoa. Oh yeah, we definitely building a staircase. I'll talk occasionally, y'all. Y'all might forget I'm here by how much I don't talk.
if you guys weren't responding back to what I said, I was
all right, y'all.
As I watched from Saturday, Jimmy and Elliot, FD, Rob, and Professor Sky. I love the fact that it's got.
Hold on a sec. Let me check something real quick, y'all.
Do something unique, and every time
I want to check my stream like on my phone.
It's not draining. It's not stressing me out. It's always something I feel like is good conversation.
I only feel safe in here. That's why. I only feel safe in the house. Hold on, let me check, y'all.
With the viral video breaking down AI use on push-ups. You started that conversation.
I'm gonna take unofficial credit for him dropping that song on streaming. Drake ain't never gonna mention that, but when that video did 2 million views on Twitter, it shut up on Apple Music the next day. That's all I can say. But yeah, if anything, I'm just somebody that I love hip hop first and foremost. I've been grateful to be a part of this.
Oh, that's Curtis King. I love Curtis King.
As a listener, and so being able to now talk about this in front of the amount of people that I do now is a blessing. But just like FD signifiers.
Oh, it's looking good, y'all. It's actually looking good. I tried doing this before and it was so laggy. Hold on, let me see.
The biggest blessing because now hip hop first and foremost.
Oh, that's Curtis King. I love Curtis King.
You produced the album. I'm the Christian. He's a rapper. With
Oh, it's looking good, y'all. Oh my God, it's about a good 30 seconds behind. That's crazy work, but it's all good.
You have genuine relationships with.
This is just, I don't know, these are just throwaway videos, the one I'm about to do right now, so it ain't really all that crazy. Alright, let's go back. Oh, let me put on the full screen real quick, y'all.
There's a reason these relationships are real out here, and so when we see one of our own being talked about.
You know what I want to talk about though, real quick, before I go quiet, y'all? I told y'all in the last video, if y'all watched, exactly how to grow your channel. I told y'all I was gonna start clickbaiting titles. I was gonna start putting timestamps, and I said all you have to do is hop on a wave. Oh damn! right when I was getting started. I said all you have to do is hop on a wave to pretty much gain viewership and all that stuff like that. And sure enough, I did all those things I told y'all to do with my last video. How many bottles of baby oil can I fit in the Woodland Mansion? And sure enough, I got that was like my most viewed video. I was just saying, y'all, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Like, I'm not even that good at this. So I do this like, I love doing it, but I do this like just as a hobby. Like, but yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna be quiet. Let's enjoy the podcast together, guys.
If it wasn't for Justin, like, there is no Hip Hop DX YouTube channel, there is no deep dive online content, there is no breaking down lyrics, and so to be
we gotta build a farm first.
All the people who are so incredible at their craft.
All right, let's go ahead and build a farm on this roof.
We have some promising voices in the space right now.
Oh, how did I get 64 carrots?
I know we've been talking about this for a few weeks.
I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
You know, just a little behind the scenes.
Alright, whatever.
Hold on. Also introducing, really the OG, the originator of this, like, genre of content, low-key. When, a couple men, like, I don't want to age you too much. When did you start?
We started doing this in 2013, and we started pushing long-form breakdowns at the end of 2013. And everybody hated it. They hated the whole idea.
That's so wild. So, like, literally, it's hard to even explain, but literally, so many genres are born out of what y'all started in terms of, like, the criticism, the analysis, the review concept for hip-hop on YouTube did not exist for Justin and a lot of the folks he was rocking with. I remember tuning into some of those. I never get being mad that you didn't like Lupe Fiasco's Fish Socialism song, because I thought that song was amazing. I was thinking about that today. I'll make a video about that. But like that's how far back this man goes. So we gotta make sure we get a 10-second real applause for the company, man.
Thank you. It's all happening. Yo, man, I mean, I think this is, shout out to
Oh, y'all, I'm getting hungry.
Creators.
Like, as soon as I sit down to do something, I get hungry, of course. I ate junk food today. I had a glizzy. I had a glizzy from down, Sonic, the king of the glizzies. I've been eating not too good because this is the week that I go to Easy Ball, so I gotta work for 2 days, and then after that, I'm off for Easy Ball.
So a little behind the scenes on this, we've been talking for a couple of weeks about doing something like this. We've tossed a bunch of ideas around, and I think there was a little lull in between because as news cycles tend to go, we tend to go with the news cycles. And yesterday, J. Cole dropped a new track, Port Antonio, brand new J. Cole track. J. Cole has been on a hot streak in my opinion. His verse with T Grizzly is fire. His verse with Daylight played at Collard Greens was fire. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be on the Leakers pretty soon. It feels like the Leakers appearance is around the corner. I don't have any facts on that, but I just feel like that might have been scheduled, should be scheduled, or somewhere where he freestyles, because there have been discussions about whether or not J. Cole's feature run is something. I don't even think there's a debate. His feature run is always crazy, and his freestyles are always crazy. So we got a new J. Cole track, and let's just go around the horn and see what everyone thinks about it. Let's start with you, Rob. Let's see what you think about the J. Cole track. I just
want to be honest about the feature run right now too. Crazy, like crazy.
Second
that
to
Griffey
Wayne
verse wasn't it, but that Griffey verse with Cash Cobain, like that's
second to Wayne.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't listen to J. Cole's music. I actually like his rhyme scheme is too elementary to me. Like my brother can rap like J. Cole if he wanted to, like freestyle off the top of the dome like J. Cole. Let me see. I don't have a bucket. Oh, I put it downstairs.
I think I'm at a point. And
Dang.
I don't know about you. I need to move. Like there's a winner of this battle. We've seen it. I think when we get to Grammys and Super Bowl weekend, it'll probably be the victory lap. And then, man, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to get back. I'm ready I'm ready for Kendrick to drop something. You know, Drake eventually got to find his way and get back to whatever it is he does great, because there's a lot of bouncing back and forth. I'm not quite sure they figured it out. It's still fresh, but I think this record was needed. Like Cole, like we just needed to hear from Cole. I know he spoke on the Dreamville stage, but as a record, you knew it was coming, because Cole don't do interviews. Cole don't tweet or go on social media. The only way we was going to hear about what Cole was feeling for real was through a song, and we got it, and I'm glad we got it. And I'm not mad at him. I know a lot of people are mad at him for bowing out. I'm cool, man. Live your truth, man. If you want to sleep at night, if that wasn't gonna help you sleep at night, man, then go ahead and sleep at night. And get back to the program. You know, we got a good enough battle as it was. It was the best hip hop battle of all time. I think it's gonna go down in history. And Cole said, "Nah, what's it for? Cool. Drop this piece, and let's go, man. What's next?"
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked at the division on the track. But it hit me. Somebody left the comments. I went live early and I just dropped a video about it. And somebody in the comment section said basically that
I don't know how to get downstairs.
At the response because he doesn't really like or follow J. Cole too tough. And so I'd be interested to hear if anybody has a more negative response, more from that. But for me, this is like this is not like I'm not a huge J. Cole fan, but this is easily probably a top 5 track for me from him. And I really loved the theme of the second verse pretty much all the way through. And I was a big proponent. I was one of the few people that was like,
I hollowed that out, y'all, by the way,
really
in my latest video, part 21, but I haven't posted it yet.
Added here to me was to me like it was just valid and like really raw, and like J. Cole can be very cringe, be very like fake deep or like barbershop deep. I like to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Do I need
but
anything
like,
else?
that's also one of his best features because he's earnest.
I might want to get another bucket.
He's genuinely, I think, the realest rapper in the game at his level, in that we really know what J. Cole is doing through his music. And so if you rock with that, then you probably really rock with this track. But if you are off J. Cole for a multitude of legitimate reasons, many of which I'm also in agreement with, then you probably got this track and was like, what's conceited face? You know what I'm saying? Oh,
the conceited face. I saw a lot of conceited faces trending around this song. Around this song.
I was one of them for sure.
What'd you think, Curtis?
Man, I'm confused. Yes, I said that right.
I love Curtis.
You know, I applaud the maturity that we're seeing in this era of hip hop. I applaud J. Cole on that stage. I can imagine how difficult that was at the height of. We remember that time. At the height of that, to go on a stage where people are looking, you know, they foaming at the mouth about what's coming up next. For him to make that step, I thought was huge. But I feel like he's what Kendrick say? He said,
I remember you was conflicted.
I feel like
His soundboard is good.
His soundboard is
Tell the truth.
good to know, because now I got an applause button I can use for if you need me to. I'll be your applause man tonight. So here's my thing. We're getting mixed messages, because I think on one end we're getting the piece which no one can deny. Who can fight with that, right? The piece is something we're all searching
What's
for.
going on over there?
There's sort of this back and forth, and maybe that's part of his honesty that we're looking at, and that he's saying, I'm at peace, but I still got that thing on. Like lyrically, I take all your heads off. Like I'm still one of the best. But my argument is, on the biggest stage where you have the opportunity to do that, I don't think anybody ever had any debate whether Kendrick versus J. Cole would have been a different type of battle than Kendrick versus Drake. I think that got personal for other reasons. I'm pretty sure we'll get into those. Step first. Family. It made it about things that aren't necessarily about things that are foundational to hip hop. I think with Cole and Kendrick, they have such a respect for the craft. I could not see them going over boundaries. So when I see him lay out the verse the way that he does, I just scratch my head because I'm like, it sounds like everything he's describing is the pitfalls of going in the battle versus Drake. So my thing is, either you're comfortable and at peace with not having to be the best or be a part of the top three, or if you truly believe that you are the best and nobody can mess with you, okay, well then stand on that. But when I listen to this song, it feels like you're playing both sides of it because it's convenient. And then at the end of the day, it's like one last thing is that he had an argument about the reactors and the people on YouTube who are, they got blood in their eyes. And, they all they want is violence. But I'm also having a issue with, I'm honest with you, and I see you using the same media for marketing. Because the same reactors are going to react to this. Here we are talking about it right now as folks who are in this media space, and I'm like, you're utilizing the same platforms that you're criticizing to help get the message across. So I think there's a lot of things that just have me kind of like scratching my head. I just did a video about it right now, and I don't know. I think lyrically it's superb. It's amazing.
I forgot to get the dirt. What the heck? Sorry.
Like the clear and present danger is Kendrick. I think that Kendrick and Drake thing got so serious. I think it takes all the air out the room. And at that point, with so much venom, do we really want to hear, or is it the right temperature for a friendly rap back and forth, similar to the way that Wale and Cole did on False Prophets and Groundhog's Day? You know what I'm saying? So that's it. And then on the B side, I totally forgot my point at the B side. That's the A side. Leave it there.
Well, I can keep it brief. I keep brief because that's a great question. Because I want to make sure everybody else has the opportunity. But that's a great question to ask. I think that the climate changed when family got involved. I think when Whitney's name got brought up the way it did by Drake, it was the same tactic that he's resorted to before. When he's in battle with other men, he finds the women that are vulnerable, have vulnerable stories that he can attack. And I think that's what he got violated. Ed said that. I remember on I'm sorry. Right for it.
Dang, I should have put the water down. What is wrong? Where am I doing? Y'all. See, this is the stuff that be happening that I be cutting out. I don't even have to go that far.
He set up an opportunity for him to get violated. And that's exactly what we saw. I just don't see Cole.
Let me throw some stuff out.
Respect that he has for Kendrick. He's still talking about his respect even after the apology. I just don't see him going that angle with it. So I think the nature of that change, when I listen, and I don't have any input, no matter who I've worked with, I have no input, no insider information. But when I look at the Kendrick and Drake thing, it feels much bigger than rap. Because I think the talking points that we can talk about in terms of debating skill, everybody knows what Drake is skilled, everybody knows what Kendrick is skilled at, and we know where they stand on those things. I think this was a much different type of battle. So I think with Cole, it could have very well been that. And then, we come together for the yearly TDE event, you know what I'm saying? And we could do a song together, or you could have been Cole at the. It wouldn't have been this. It wouldn't have been a pop out. If it was a pop out, it'd have been Cole involved in a pop out. So I think it's very much different, especially when you start talking about terms like colonizer and things getting flipped around in there. There's a lot of things that make it a little more spicy.
I want the response from Curtis said, and I'm gonna kick it to either Jeremy or Professor Scott. I do not believe that the elevation was the turning point. I think Kendrick planned to violate this man years ago. I just refuse
Drake fell for the trap.
Well, what I was gonna say is because we did have that argument about episode 1 of the season where Elliot, could this have been a friendly fit, quote unquote? Could this have been just about rap? And my theory, and you know, Hank confirmed on Kendrick's side that this was the case, was that if they just kept it about rap and no names were mentioned, like you said, Whitney was never brought in push-ups, maybe it's a friendly fade. Likely it's a friendly fade. But to your point, FD, he preyed on character. He knew exactly who Drake was and exactly where he would go. And to that point, he was prepared. So he had Instagram ready 10 minutes after because he was like,
he was licking his lips like that was something here.
he was ready. But I did want to comment quickly on what he said about, or maybe Justin, you brought it up about the Wale Cole situation, or maybe I actually don't even know if they said that, but so many good points have been made. But whoever brought that up, so I felt like what Cole was doing with
I got
Drake
too
here
much
was
stuff.
very similar to what Cole did with Wale in that scenario. It was weird because him and Drake have had this relationship where Cole's mentioned Drake's name more than any other rapper or any other person in all of his career. He's mentioned Drake on Little Child, he mentioned Drake on Cold Summer, he mentioned Drake in like 4 other songs, and this is another Drake name drop, but it seems like he's talking to it almost like still his big bro. He still views Drake as a more successful older brother, even though they're around the same age, and he's saying, yo, just get back to the magic, just get back to like writing your thoughts down and being so far gone again, bro, you can do it. And you know, this maybe is a transition to another topic, but it's interesting because I'm curious as to how Kendrick responds to that and how Drake responds to that. I don't know that Drake takes that super positively. Yes, he liked the Instagram, but maybe Drake does see that more as like, I don't know that, don't talk to me like that. You know, like you got in the middle of this, you did all these features with other people, you knew ASAP was like, so there's that thing. But then the other thing I did want to respond to about the piece, about him being at peace, I thought it was really interesting because I'm in between two. I think there's a little bit of hypocrisy, but the part that stood out to me is when he said, I learned long ago you can't please them all, and it hurts trying. And I think that on the press run he did for Forest Hills Drive, he had an Angie Martinez interview, and he said, I tried doing everything for the accolades, for the fame, for the medals, for the trophy, and that whole album was breaking down. There's no throne, there's no crown, we all just want to be loved as poets and appreciate the moment that you're in. So it's interesting to hear him say that because maybe he does feel at peace with, you know, that part of his career and not maybe having a throne, but it seems like at the same time he does still want to be viewed as the top lyrical guy, and this is where the divide comes in publicly. Can he be viewed as the top lyrical guy while bowing out of the battle? Some people say no, some people say yes, but is Cole going to ever come to peace with the fact that division is always going to exist?
Well, before we get to that point, one, I think it's so weird how all these conversations continue to happen as if 7-minute drill doesn't exist. But two, let's get Professor Scott. Let's get Professor Scott.
It's like the Grippy Birds might delete later.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a big one. I don't know if you can delete that one. That one would have hit harder if it never hit the internet. What you got, Professor Scott?
All right, well, so like, I just can't get out of the mindset of like this being a
Had little
sports
technical
roundtable.
difficulties,
So I'm just gonna throw out a
guys.
couple ideas that are a lot less deep. One is this.
I
the
need a
best
new,
Michael
capture
Jackson
card.
reference in hip hop history? I cannot think of a better one. You tell me the better one.
Is this a Michael Jackson reference? What I miss?
Yeah, wearing the red jacket, he makes reference
Right.
to beat it, and then he says bring in the heavy metal because, you know, Eddie Van Halen played heavy metal guitar on that song. That's when Michael Jackson brought in heavy metal, and you got the red leather jacket, you got the 2 guys, and he actually as Michael Jackson in between the 2 like dance crews. Like,
Can't stand and break that down and how long my scripts be, how long I've been writing. Scott's like, yeah, all of that already.
Right.
and then to Curtis's point. So, like, I think one of the things we need to really answer, and we can do this like a sports thing, you know, like up is good and down is corny. Mono a mono, I'm Bono, and you, what's the line? Like, you two? Like, you have to be two of you. Because at this point, you can't say mono a mono in a song where you're saying, not the face. Like, you can't do that. You can't say mono a mono and then say, there's no king. I'm not the king. Someone else. So that's, I don't know, like, that, I think that's a real question of whether you think that's a good line or that's super corny, and then...
Listen, not the face.
So those are my points.
Scott, first of all, I think he had a better Michael Jackson ball on Collard Greens with Daylight.
Okay.
Like, that was crazy. He said, I pulled it up. Deep down, I hated Halloween with all that I seen. Who needs another way to scream? Michael, Janet. Dangerous is the king of pop. How well they spin your block. Beat It video, he does the spin on the block that lights up. No move, minimal smooth criminals. The whole thing doing the same amounts of lean. And then the smooth criminal video where they lean to the side. Like, I'm sick of Michael Jackson. I'm not gonna lie. Like, every time I feel like I've done every Michael Jackson bar there is, you know, somebody flips it. They flip it. I'm like, I can't give you that. You know,
Extend.
What Rob was doing that to respond to, I think something Curtis ends up. He said, I want to get two things out. The first is the idea, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. The idea that you prove you're the best battle, like a rapper battle, not like if you're not a battle rapper, right? If you're a battle rapper, then you prove on that stage your rounds versus the person in front of you rounds. I'm with you there. But that GOAT status, best lyricist, etc. status, that don't come through the beef part, because that's so rare. That's such a rare thing. And I am not a Cole, like again, I know this sounds ridiculous because I'm the number one blazer on Rob right now. But like I like one whole album.
Well, Rob's over there with you. Rob's over there with you.
Oh my god, I still...
Oh my god.
I didn't want to extend it
I didn't even know some of his albums, his old albums existed because they were so
that much.
dead in the back of my head.
Whatever.
But to me, if I'm breaking Cole, Kendrick, and Drake in terms of pure lyricism, not songwriting, not hits, but pure lyrical ability.
You know what? This is the meantime in between time. I'm taking it down.
Doing that before this beat, we'll go there. We'll go there. Let's get that musty normal energy going.
There we go.
That's what I'm ready for.
We finally hit prime time.
Because of what I've heard, because of these bars y'all are putting out there, because of the multiple flows.
Well, you just admitted that you didn't listen to his earlier catalog because you thought it was boring, and now you got
the early catalog was so lyrical, miracle. Look, I can rap, y'all.
How many albums is that? For Your Eyes Only.
Everything you want.
That's the therapy album.
I listened to For Your Eyes Only.
I don't know.
It was okay.
You're basically basing it off 3 albums.
Is that the one with Neighbors? I really like that one. And then I like the... Oh, that's my favorite song. God damn, y'all. What's that?
He's still number one.
Yeah, I like that song. Up top. Ain't no telling you gonna see that tomorrow. Start holding up the wall waiting for the right song. Better holler, cause you know lights about to come on. Or something. And put your number in it. I like that one. That's my favorite song.
That's a Michael Jackson reference. That was a moonwalk out of that.
Y'all, I don't know how to get upstairs. I don't know if that's apparent. I need to build some stairs. Some actual stairs.
There's a kindred spirit I think Cole shares with Drake. As they're both biracial, like lower middle class, people that wasn't really supposed to make it in the game at the time. And like they both like that Best Buy video is the most wholesome shit like in like hip hop history. These two like we really out here trying to make it, and it ain't like Rich and Poe trying to make it.
Y'all, I don't know how to get upstairs. Is it here? Oh yeah.
Carlton dance, like we in here for real, joyful stuff. And so this song from the sample from Cleo, I think her name is Cleo Soul, the Know You Are Loved, you know what I mean? Those last like 4 bars where he's just talking to Drake, like pick your head up, King, it's gonna be okay. I think that's a big part of this that we're not enough people are talking about. That was very much him trying to lift up his bro, his biracial bro in hip hop, and tell him to get back on the bike. Get back on the bikes. Get back to the booth.
I run into the whether or not this song was necessary at all 5 months after this battle. I feel like regardless of maybe what the intentions were going into it, regardless of, you know, whether it's a pick your head up bro thing or whether it's more veil,
What?
how your hand kind of stuff that we get from Cole to be above it all.
Y'all saw that, right?
Like it's brought in a different kind of conversation that I don't think is really necessary. Like,
Oh my god.
Cole, for all of his gifts, like what you said, FD, arguably the best lyricist, you know, debatably of this 3. He's amazing with words, he's amazing with framing things, and yet somehow there is still such a huge division around this track. To me, that is not necessary at all for someone who is so critical, so pivotal at the foundation of this album.
He needed to drop it. There was no way that he could get on with, again, like the fall off is a thing of lore at this point, right? And he played a lot in that project, right? There's no way he could move on to the next thing without addressing it. So it's either I'm gonna address it on my album when my album drops. And as I understand it, the fall off is basically like damn near complete even before all this battle happened. Like he may make changes to it, but it's pretty much complete. So he's gonna have to address this one way or another. Again, because he doesn't talk to us in interviews on social media. There was no way that this was gonna go unaddressed. And his speech on the Dreamville stage just wasn't enough. So I think whether or not we needed this track, I think he needed this track to get on with whatever the hell his mission is after this.
Do you think with the reaction that this track is honored that he'll be able to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we're still talking about the guy.
I feel like this is going to break more light than this thing, personally.
I think he doesn't care, or at least that's what he's trying to get us to do off the track.
It's weird. I think he cares, but I think to Rock's point, I think he needed this in order to fully move on to the next phase. Like, if he's not going to do an interview, he needs to talk about it somewhat. Otherwise, it's this weird looming elephant in the room, and it's going to hit the same way that that Michael Lee later did. Like, you hear all these bars about being number 1 and being the best and being a lyrical like assassin, and then in the back of your mind, you're like, it's like, you know, if a girl like cheats on you, right, and then like she wants you back, and you're going with her, and all you can think about is what just happened. You're like, I don't know that I can be with you again, and she never will. It's like until you really squash that and you have a full-on therapy session about it, or however, you know, most of you guys might say like never again, right? So until Cole addressed that elephant in the room, he's not able to move on. And to me, like, this track was necessary for him, and it was right in rollout mode. Every time he drops a project, he has a freestyle. He had Full Summer, he had The Cure, right? He drops a freestyle where he addresses his mindset going into the project. This was him saying, let me drop the ball. Now, my question is to you guys, in the fall off, he's bragging, he's talking about being number 1. Does that hit different as an album? Do we need it to be conceptual? Do we want to just hear J. Cole's life? Like, I agree.
I want to answer your question as well. And I throw one wrinkle in this. I was watching a video last week. Shout out to another great channel, Chillin' with Mo. She was covering this weird momentum switch in some other video. And she's documenting these like, it seemed like it was almost like a group text that launched it out there. Everybody's coming for him. I question now the timing of this, not necessarily because it's the beginning of the rollout for the fall off, but could that be, let me put this fire out while This is me speculating. I have no idea what's going on.
Yes, the answer is yes.
I think so. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? While there's a possible weird interview from Drake after the apology. Who knows what that was afterwards? If it was ever like it was before, Jeremy related to with the relationship. So when I look at this, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, if this is J. Cole talking to little Big Bro and Drake, and it's like, hey, I'll let you know, like, you know, this is where I was coming from, and this is what what's going. Once again, I can't help but feel like this should have been an offline conversation. Because now, when you start to doing that, then a few bars later, you talking about a text somebody sent you. By the way, can we say this too? Can I say this? J. Cole has a thing of mentioning when people contact him during conflict. If you remember, I forget what the name of the song was, but after the Control Room dropped,
not again.
He did this dismissive thing where he was like, I got a text in, and somebody was telling me that.
ASAP Rocky.
Hold on, guys, having technical difficulties again.
What a weird remix to do that on. But I digress. Now we're here again, and he has his homegirl who sends him a text about, you know, just because, you know,
Here's the gun.
You're the gun, yeah. Well, if I'm the gun. See, this is how I interpret the song. This is why it's problematic to me. I'm at peace, guys. I'm at peace. Bang, 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 bang. Hey, it's too loud in here. You guys are bloodthirsty. We should chill out.
Curtis, I gotta disagree with you here.
That's cool, but let me land it real quick. Let me just land this. I feel like when you talk a certain way, when there's a certain bravado in your raps, when you say certain things like, I wish one of y'all would come for me. Well, here is your opportunity. And then you did nothing about it except for a half-hearted 7-minute drill. Then you backed out and apologized. And then you come back and the first thing you say after the apology is, I stand by our apology. I'm still about peace. But by the way, don't forget, like I'm metaphorically, but I don't care about that. And I kind of care about that. The indecisiveness is what gets me. But
I'll say this real quick. I mean, that's to Kendrick and Drake. Again, when we're talking about three, like that's rarefied air. That's top of the food chain. Let one of you other motherfuckers try to mention my name and see what the fuck like that. I'm talking to Drake and I'm talking to Kendrick. The rest of you motherfuckers don't get you know what I'm saying? And I hope that's his energy. Because I'm gonna throw a random name. I don't know, like
Playboy Cardi.
That's weird. It's Kid Cudi, man. That's not like, you know what I'm saying?
Praise for Kid Cudi. How do you guys feel about this if you're Kendrick Lamar listening to the song?
Laugh. Sitting back and loving all of it. Feet up, laughing.
Do you think he's taking shots at Kendrick?
I think, well, okay, so I have like a theory I've been kind of working on where like the first verse is him doing what he thinks Drake should have done, which is like, this is my life, it's difficult being in multiple cultures, and I've never quite felt at home, and here I am. And then like the second verse is like the Kendrick, I am not a savior, and this is hip hop, and this is the soul. So I kind of read the whole thing as like this sort of secret, actual attack on each of them by trying to do his version of what he thinks they should do. And then just beyond that, like saying chasing clicks. I know he's not necessarily saying that Kendrick is chasing clicks, but the first time I heard it, I thought, oh, is he saying that Kendrick is chasing clicks? And maybe he's not, but I don't know. I mean,
so
that was a real discussion that was taking place online as well.
Let me provide, like, so this is my perspective, and also to challenge some of Curtis's statement a little bit.
I want a black bed, y'all. But you know, I don't have any shears and I don't have any iron, and we don't kill black sheep on these Minecraft gameplays. We let every single one of them live.
That was my video this morning. You're absolutely right. That was totally towards the media. Yeah. And my channel, I started my channel around that time, so I went from 0 to monetization to $5,000 in a month and a half. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, and whatever, $5,000. Like, academics did a fucking video yesterday that I saw online. He said,
y'all will see about that in the video.
Thanks, Kendrick. Thanks, Drake. I just want to Maybach off the YouTube this month. Cole is absolutely talking to the media, talking to some of us. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry to jump right back in, because like, but not just to us. The other part that he says I don't remember who alluded to it. When he's talking about the gun bar, he ends that with, a gun is not what I'm trying to be. And like, to me, that the thesis of that part of the verse is really him turning the temperature down on shit. And I want to bring it to something I think we can relate to. When what's the boy's name? I'm not trying to throw no shade at him tonight. What's this motherfucker's name? White boy from Canada.
Not me.
Not sure.
not sure. What's the dirt? Well, What's the dirt did what he did, and all of us organically. I had never talked to any of y'all. Organically, just came forth, really just on some like get on cold shit. Like, yo, off cold.
Yeah.
For these reasons. But if you peep some of our subtweets and comment sections, etc., they wanted all of us to ether him like Justin did. That's what they really want. Like, if we wanted all the clicks, and if we really, I bet you, I'm gonna look at this chat in a second, because I know that I've been some trying to cop please, and y'all lying. Everybody wanted bars from each one of us on how this What's the Dirt Dude was the worst motherfucker ever in history of hip-hop commentary. It don't even, he caught the needed heat, but I think what Cole is getting at is a blood sport adjacent culture of commentary that is probably not what like any of us got into this for, but the bag is there, and there are definitely people within this space that are all for blood sports. Some of them got their name off blood sports.
Well, I'll say,
and won't let it die, and keep it up. Like there's certain YouTube channels, streamers, whatever, where every day it's a Drake, Kendrick thing, and I just don't have that much. I love it, but not to that degree. Like, I can't speak about this shit every day. Like, Leon Thomas just dropped a fire fucking album. I want to talk about that too.
Right.
There's no smoke there. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I'll say this part. You know, I definitely appreciated.
Just
and I think I said this in my video too. I definitely appreciated J. Cole saying that Drake did a lot for him. Excuse me, because we've had so many people act as if Drake hasn't done anything for anybody, and it was just taking from everybody. To me, that actually meant something. And two, you know, I understand the impulse to, okay, yeah, we did our thing. That was enough. It's over now, right? Which is why I question Cole coming back with this at all. Because I thought that's what he did on the Greenville stage, and I thought that's why he deleted 7 minute drip. I thought that's why those things happened. So getting this track, I guess it's for him, and I respect that. I guess maybe it's to ease the tension. I hope it actually does. But looking at the response that's happening publicly, to me, it's brought more questions than any kind of answer. Because to me, it's like, it's 5 months later, we're going back into this. I thought you were already good.
And does he deserve credit for backing up Drake when Drake's already been killed and dragged around the city? Like, it's like, I've got you. Let me give you a piece. I mean, because no one came up when Drake was getting just hit. I mean,
Nobody did.
21 didn't say anything. That was like the way that he stood by, right? Like, in general, everyone just let Drake get all the hits. And now he's coming out and saying, I'm still with you, Drake.
That's why I think we're really gonna see at some point how Kendrick and Drake both feel about this, and I don't think either of them are on good standing with Cole. Like, I really, truly don't think Kendrick is, I don't think he has negative feelings, but I don't think they're cool. And I don't think Drake is looking at it like, thank you so much, man. Like,
I will lift my head up.
Wow, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I will keep my. I don't think either of them are really feeling that way. And to your point, Justin, had brought this up on our podcast today, but the point was, you know, you can't control how other people take your actions, right?
So, I had the boxes right there.
You're looking at Cole like, oh, you want to bring this back? Oh, you want to talk about it? What's that in White Chase? You want to talk about mothers? You want to bring this back again? I don't think he will, but if Kendrick wanted to throw a shot on an upcoming project, a sub, or whatever, I think it's fair game because Cole said.
But where was the shot at Kendrick?
It wasn't a shot
at Kendrick.
He didn't. I'm saying by bringing up the beef at all after. That's what his point was.
Kendrick loves this shit, like, because I don't have to do anything. The rap world is crazy. I'm rehearsing for the Super Bowl. And looking all of y'all have to deal with this shit. My crown is intact. Sucks for you. My album's coming out. I'm gonna hit this record. I'm gonna get the Super Bowl performance. We're gonna hit this tour. everybody being who they have. Jay-Z, right? Everybody got a part to play. Back to yours. Kendrick, this is who Kendrick has been. He let the music speak for him. This is how Cole has been. Cole
I don't like how dark it is over here.
His music as well, and emotional and conflicted, like his whole career. And Drake has been the guy who's always wanted to be popular and needs to be popular and needs to be loved and needs to be the number one guy. And now that at this moment that he isn't, it's a spot. It's a spot. It's like, which way do we go? I thought he should have gave us more 100 gigs. I thought 100 gigs was the best thing that Drake was doing at this time. I like combing through those footages and being like, oh shit, that's why I fuck with you. Oh, I love that song. Oh, that's how you did it.
Why's that opening like this?
Did you like the sneak disses in there? Did you like the sneak disses in there too?
What was the sneak disses in it? I didn't go through.
Remember that picture that said, remember that time J. Cole lost his phone and they called J.
Oh yeah, that was in the account.
That was in the 100 gigs, right? Did you like that stuff?
Drake was a funny guy. But no. But look, hold on. When he dropped the 100 gigs, right, is when most of us, I didn't know that plot twist thing existed.
Right.
So
that was dope. That was really good.
That J. Cole thing was like several weeks, if not months, back. So I don't know. It's weird.
That was kind of early though. That was kind of early around the time as people were going through it. That's when we were discovering things. Yeah, I mean, look, I definitely agree with that. But that's to me lines up with, and after this, I think we could probably move into the state of hip hop media because, truthfully, the plot twist is a new way to engage your audience and put music out. There's a lot of innovative things that are happening around this. To me, that is part of maybe why J. Cole decided he wanted to do that track because there really is regardless of how you feel, whether or not there's subs or sneak disses somewhere in there about Kendrick and everybody else. The loudest things to me in that track were, I'm not afraid to say, Drake, that you did a lot for me. I appreciate you. And also, don't lie on me and say that I'm choosing sides. Right? I am not trying to do that. And that was the conversation of this week. And to me, that is the most potent aspect of this track. Whatever's happening around other people, I guess doesn't matter to him. But what does matter to him is that, at least on the Drake side, I imagine both Drake and Kendrick have did the same thing at Dreamville, more so towards Kendrick. Hey man, I don't want no problem with you guys. Now whatever that means is whatever it means, but it's important to him to be, for his friends to know how he feels. And I respect that.
Justin, can I add this? And I think this will kind of bring the next topic in. It's kind of a question for Bob as well, since you were just talking about this. Is that part of the con of the approach of doing your own rollouts without talking to responsible media? And that if your only medium to get your ideas out, your only medium to express where your thoughts are just through the music, and you're allowing people, and I don't think any of us in here exist when I talk about these folks, you're allowing folks who don't really have a good comprehension of lyricism enough to break down these thoughts and to make sober, to develop sober ideas upon what they're reading and are listening to. Isn't this what the pros of sitting down with media that are not going to ask you the salacious questions? Like sitting down with Rob, to me, this is the time that a J. Cole sits down with Rob because of your history of breaking down lyrics to their to their very bones. This is the benefit. And I speak of it as an artist too who loves the fact that I can use this era to go direct to consumer and talk to my fans. That's awesome. But I do understand when you sit with somebody who's done homework and can ask you these questions that can bring more clarity. I got two questions with this. One, do they desire that? And two, does the ambiguous nature or does the confusion add to more marketing for them? Like, are some of these artists doing this on purpose? We're having a debate about something because of how ambiguous some of the things that J. Cole was saying. Is that part of the rollout? Or would it be better suited for them to just sit down and get these ideas out? I know that's a kind of
I think that's totally logical. I think you answered your own question there because it's more valuable. So
my back hurt now.
Anti-capitalist red hammer and sickle shit. It's more valuable to let the deep lore drive your marketing and have people fighting about what you're trying to say or what you're not trying to say, and having that drive Twitter, Instagram clicks, TikToks, etc. That's good for your bottom line. And going to talk, so I guess we can transition this into media. Having hip hop's media apparatus be so, because I don't want nobody to like feel like they gotta invest in my criticisms of certain people, and I don't want to make that the core of what I'm getting at. It could be obvious that my opinions don't speak for me. There are a lot of the most significant voices in hip hop media and culture production do not love him. They don't. They enjoy him. They get bags off him, but it's such an exploitative relationship that they have with him, and that works because that is just the nature of the beast right now. And so we can get more views off of starting mess and starting fires and acting like we don't understand it, and or doing subliminals and leaving a lot of vagueness. There's way more views and value in that than sitting down with Rob and having some straight up inside the Actors Guild type breakdown of my art. And that just ain't where we at. And like I think, and like it may be wishful thinking that we're shifting away from that a bit, or at least creating because I just want equilibrium. I ain't even gonna say you can't never like mess. I still watch wrestling. I still like the strip club, right? I ain't the super wholesome whatever uncle that everybody think I am all the time. So I just want balance is all I'm asking. And balance don't like balance the books. You feel me? It ain't gonna make the biggest bang.
Yeah. So I got to answer for that because I think about this a lot. And I think what you're saying, balance is key. I don't think you have to run to media or run to a journalist every time to clear something up. I think you use it strategically. I think you if I'm being really strategic, right? You kind of let the things circulate and marinate and let people speculate, and then you find the time during the roll out. Like, all right, man, enough is enough. This is where we're going to set the record straight, from the horse's mouth, so to speak. This hip hop thing is best when it's communal. We all come from hip hop. Cole specifically, let's talk about Cole specifically. Cole has always, or
I messed up right here.
a couple years in his career, had this like adverse relationship with media. I remember when he wrote forward for Henry Martinez's book, and basically it was like, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was like all media is bad. Everybody, all hip hop media is out for clicks. They're cowards. And Angie is one of the real ones. And Angie is absolutely one of the real ones. But I remember reading that and it hurt me. Not just for me, because it's like, dog, you know me. You know B-Dot. I used to go to the same barbershop. You know Damian Scott from Complex. He's now at Billboard. Damian Scott is one of those ones. And we have to be critical of media, man. Because media is fucked up right now, but we can be critical. But these rappers don't uplift the guys that are doing the good work. The way we uplift the rappers. This thing is communal, bro. Like we came from hip hop, bro. We're not here to serve you. You know what I'm saying? We're not here, and this is for all rappers. So we could be critical of media, but then when you know the good ones, uplift the good ones. Give the good ones access. Because what happens is that teaches the next generation, oh, there's the way we're gonna go about doing things. You know what I'm saying? But to act like everybody's out there, and it don't just gotta be an interview with me. You know what I'm saying? B-Dot, Damian Scott, like I said, I mean, there's a ton of folks who do this. I don't want to get to name the names, but there's a ton of folks and there's a ton of bad actors. So I feel like the hip rappers have done us a disservice because feed into us like we feed into you. You know what I'm saying? And this thing works best when it's communal because we come from the same places. We ain't no outsiders. I know a lot of rappers who look at some of us in media like we not a part of hip hop. Like I ain't come from the same hood you came from. I just wanted to find a different way.
And you're
and I can rap too. Better
Yeah,
than
and you're an MC too.
if we being real. Curtis can rap too. Better than a lot of people that he commented on. So I mean, let's keep it together. You know what I mean?
Rob, I'm gonna ask you a question. Seeing your story journey through rap journalism, excuse me, from MTV News, they just took down all the back catalog, all the website stuff. Right. And then you look at, the print stuff, the blog era stuff, Genius, more of the tech side stuff. How does this shift into this era where we're with this conversation that we're having now, with having artists that's not necessarily support bloggers or media outlets that they, the good ones, so to speak. How does that compare in your mind to the shift from print to the blog era? Right? Is the bigger shift from print to the blog era, or from the blog era to social media, when rappers and artists became in control of their own audience?
I think from the blog era to social media was a bigger shift. Because the blog era was still an extension of there was still, I think there was still a responsibility. It wasn't like anything goes in the blog era. There was definitely some bad actors and some wild west. You knew like what people were in it for. Like you knew when you went to panelwriting.com and you this curated, that you go for is on stage. I'm missing a bunch even on John Andrew Barber, I think Short Drive. These were kind of new skip that came for this and was just finding a new way of developing the path. Now, the media again is people like hip hop. So I don't really hip hop like you said, but I really come from it like for the lovers of the culture, then we end up in a situation where I feel like hip hop is so atomized, where if you're not up on everything at all times, like reading your feed on a regular basis, I'm finding rappers I ain't never heard of every other time I open up Spotify, and like seeing they got 1 million streams and I ain't never heard of, and that might be just old head shit, right? But my point is that there's all these mechanisms involved in the game and the culture that are about extracting the money out of it, but not putting the love back into it. And we have to be intentional about that, because everybody want to get money. Again, we all ate off the last couple of months, but like you eat to feed. You know what I'm saying? That's metaphorical. And what do you leave in? You saying it's like Indiana Jones when he takes the shit, but he got to leave the thing, or the booby trap is gonna set. What do you leave? I agree with you 1,000%, dog.
I feel like it's one of those things right now where the loudest voices about certain things at some points shouldn't be the ones speaking at all. And I say this from a place of knowing my place in this game a lot of the times. But you talked about like the internet culture and being a fan of things. Sometimes I consider myself that, right? I'm an outsider. I'm a white Canadian, right? I love hip-hop. I'm passionate about hip-hop. I grew up on hip-hop to some degree, but that doesn't mean I am of hip-hop. So
what does Enchanted Golden Apples do,
There's
y'all?
certain things that I'm unable to speak about, and I shouldn't be the loudest in the room. Now, I can give a perspective, or I can break down a lyric from my point of view, and maybe I can add a theory or something valuable to the conversation, like you said, Rob. Like, if you're not giving anything, then you're taking. But I think the problem right now is everyone feels the need to speak on absolutely everything with the loudest voice, when sometimes they should just shut up and sit down and let the people who are supposed to be speaking about it speak about it a bit louder.
Yeah, they've gone even further than just being a respectful tone. They get to the point where some of these platforms feel like they're bigger than the people they're covering. And that's something that I try not to ever be, delusional about. Is that if I'm seeing all these views that a Kendrick, video versus Drake is bringing in, I don't think that I'm bigger than the program. At the same time, I do feel like, I think that just like anything else, cultures evolve, right? Hip hop culture is no different. I think that as it evolves, some things are for us to manually change, and some things just kind of naturally correct themselves. And I think what I look at from a vantage point, because I know what it's like to be an independent artist and try to get on some of these platforms where these other artists are taken for granted. And I'm like, shit, well, I'm over here. I'd love to, come and talk to you. So I understand it now that I have my own platform and I can talk to, the 300,000 plus subscribers. That's a blessing, but I now understand the responsibility that a lot of the folks that I was talking to have. In that, yes, you have a responsibility to the culture. Yes, you have a responsibility to your bottom line. And that's sometimes not the easiest thing to juggle, especially in an era where there's not a textbook for how to do this correctly, right? Except for those who have done it in other mediums. With that said, though, I think it becomes even more problematic when those who have a platform are able to actually sway some of the results, some of the violence in the streets. You bringing this person on with this person and having them debate is going to cause a real life consequence because of that. And when you're able to sit back and be the same person to create the conflict, cover the conflict, and then somebody gets X'd out of here, you're doing a video about how that happened.
And you don't have to deal with none of the consequences. And again, and that's
Actually explained in your fucking thumbnail.
yeah.
Such and such God actually explained.
Right,
Crazy, because I've seen it.
Right. You had a very, very pervasive piece on the implications and the surrounding dynamics of East Coast, West Coast beef.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah. Well, it stemmed from when I mean, man, we don't gotta speak on it. When Top 5 was on with academics at Ada Ross. And it's all, we're gonna look at the video, and we're gonna do our homework, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that. Maybe nothing will happen. I hope nothing will happen, but that happened the same week that Young Dolph murder trial. And Yo Gotti's brother's name was implicated. So it can't go down. I come from the Biggie and Pac era. Biggie and Pac were the Kendrick and Drake of the day. I never thought Pac, when Pac got shot that second time, I said, oh man, that's Pac, he always gets shot. We didn't think he was gonna die. I didn't think Biggie was gonna die 6 months later. We're coming off a look. During this beef, there was a shooting at Drake's house. There was a shooting at Weekend's manager's house, Cass's house. I don't know what went on. That might have been Toronto politics. I don't even know if they're related. I'm just saying the threat of, like, it can happen. So we need to stop acting like it can't happen. And for me, again, I come from that environment. My older brother did a bid on a murder charge. My younger cousin is doing life in prison on a RICO charge. My older cousin was murdered. Like, I've seen the consequences of all this shit. So I'll be goddamn if I'm gonna get up on my platform with however many thousands of people, it could be hundreds. I'm not perpetuating that shit, man. This shit is rap. Like, at the end of the day, because I'm not the one who's gonna have to pay for it. So I'm not spreading that message.
I'm gonna build this nether portal and go in the nether, and that's gonna be it, y'all. I'm getting hungry, my back hurts.
It's gonna be the Biggie and Pop thing all over again. Oh my God, where did we go wrong? And that's what Cole was saying in the song. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, how am I going in the nether with no
There's gonna be a bunch of town
lighter?
halls and shit like that. Like, I'm telling you right now, this is where it's going, man. Like, cut the bullshit.
If I could throw out some what you can do now, both to us but also to the viewers. If there's one thing I've very purposefully become a student of, is understanding the machines behind this shit, and finding every friendly white person I know on YouTube and asking them some key questions. And one thing that is so powerful.
You used to remember this guy.
One thing that's so powerful about what we're doing here is that I hope everybody posted this to their page, because what we've just done is created like a pocket universe on YouTube, just through this, right? Even if it's on the Company Man channel, by bringing everybody's like fan base here, we've connected that in the eyes of this machine. And these machines, like literally, I've had conversations with YouTube people, and they basically let me know, we don't really control this shit. We don't even talk to the machine. The machine tells us what to do, and then every once in a while we'll say, no, we're not gonna do that. Like literally, I've had that conversation with them. And so what we have to do is understand this machine has no conscience, but it does respond to stimuli. And we need to be manipulating this machine. But that means you do need to hit that like button. And you need to, for the motherfuckers that you don't want to watch, you need to click that don't show this to me. And if you're really a hater, watch it for 5 seconds and then click on it. Right? If you really got that hater in the community. But most importantly, you got to share this stuff among different populations, because as you do that, the machine respects the community and says, oh, this community has this universe now has a gravitational pull. So we're gonna feed viewers to them. Because viewers fuck with this pocket universe. And that's why since we made
I want to go find some. You know what? We're gonna go find some iron real quick.
Whether they know that
what time is it?
Explicitly, they understand that that's a part of the game.
1:54 in the morning.
All of us have access to. So everybody in here should be bringing someone. If it's not one of us, then someone else that they want to make sure gets shine onto that platform or just on the community page. And same thing for everybody watching. If you really are trying to create more of a balance, we have to do that through like cynical, mercenary type activity.
Yeah, I want to sort of like build on that a little bit, because I'm all with the negativity, and academic sucks, and he can watch me, and he can watch me and say, who's this guy? I don't care. He sucks. We all know he sucks. We can all say he sucks, right? But like everything that's
I know there was a little cave over here.
Like this crazy
there it is.
Position. I'm not gonna say good versus evil, but it's kind of good versus evil. And like even not the what's the versus evil, whatever, but even that was sort of like the really negative side of what was happening with YouTube. Justin was able to represent that, and so like I agree that like we can sort of, this event, or whatever it is, we have 3,000 people watching, that's not nothing, and I feel like there's a lot of people who could be on this screen with us, and like young people who could be on the screen with us, and like people who aren't constantly called uncle, which, by the way, is it cool to be called uncle for a white guy?
I'll take uncle.
I'm not sure about that. I felt like that's not a white thing. Everyone calls me uncle, so I don't know.
Time to call you uncle.
Just
okay. You want to sleep. That's all right.
I will say this though too. I mean, I think a huge part of it, more than anything else, because regardless of my different point of view or perspective on whoever's doing media, wherever it is, I always have a lot of respect for people who show up every day and do the thing every day. And if you look at any
Tropical fish. Wait, are these tropical? No.
A choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had nothing. I've had a bad relationship with. I'll be straight up. Like the Dirk situation, we didn't really know each other. You know what I mean? And that happened, and then we talked about it. I'm good, right? But when it comes to, academics, or glad or whatever, are super consistent. Their supply chain is tight, media team is tight, and that plays a huge role too. So more than anything else, I think everybody also has the responsibility to show up to the conversation. And for example, for me, right, like I've gone through different things. I've had other jobs, right? So where my channel is more side focused.
A lot of clay.
I can't be mad if people aren't watching me because I'm not posting. What am I supposed to say? I'm supposed to look at someone else and get frustrated because I didn't put no videos up. That's a huge part of the game, regardless of what it is. And I do want to bring this back to the beginning where you were talking about me, because I do think balance is necessary.
No iron? Oh, all the way up there.
Has a responsibility. I'm big on hip hop. I'm big on making sure people aren't showing up and putting people in compromising situations. That's just at the core of who I am. I too had a brother who was murdered. You know, I have an uncle who just got.
Oh yeah, we gotta explore back there one of these days.
It wasn't some miscarriage of justice. He did it. You know what I mean? So my perspective on these things is rooted in the culture, in hip hop, in what it's.
Hopefully
like
this is enough.
for populations like ours. Right?
You know what? I don't think it
Away
is.
from that, it really is also a huge part of this is also just showing up and giving people opportunities to have conversations, to have different conversations. And if people aren't doing that on a consistent basis, I don't know what outcome most of us expect.
Yeah, I also think in terms of like the state of rap media, the state of rap are kind of going hand in hand right now, and I think the word is balance. I know we talk about the great shift happening, or in the email we were talking about like are things completely shifting, and Kendrick's Watch the Party Die, and then all the responses from Lecrae and D1, King Los, and everybody else. I think what's the most important thing is that it doesn't mean there's no party. You know, it doesn't mean that there's no good
Alright,
time.
that's all I
It doesn't
needed.
mean that people can't exist in the space, because I think academics is good at what he does.
Nah.
The best at what he does. That's why he's the most popular in his field, which doesn't always correlate. You know, he's great in his space.
Without question, he's made himself successfully in utility. And that is impressive.
I do need to break down that to get some. Oh, they trying.
We're just as important to people on this chat are just as important to make sure, like you said, they show up. In rap, it doesn't mean that everyone No, no one's saying Kendrick Lamar is the only rapper that can exist in this space. What we're saying is balance should exist. There's times where I don't want to listen to Kendrick on a party. Great. There's music rock. All I'm saying.
They trying.
But I'm interested to see where it goes. You guys think this is a defining moment? Is the shift moving more towards, you know, substance in media and rap?
I was gonna say one thing I think you help me understand here is that it all exists. Everything I see online, that's a point I love about too. I'm in with crazy, but you're helping me to kind of sober my mind.
All right. That's it.
Perhaps this is just getting things back in balance, because that's hip hop in its essence as well, right? My favorite Dice book.
Gotta get some flint.
There was a point in time where he interviewed, I think it was Will Smith. They were talking about how Will Smith was on tour with NWA. That was a thing. Like I know nowadays, I mean maybe with internet.
Oh, new recipe. I never collected clay before.
I think that also every single one of us, the folks that we enjoy the content of, us existing in this space, sometimes it takes an event like Kendrick versus Drake for some people to be like, you know what, I've seen this guy, I gotta click on this video. I tell you, I've seen Professor Sky's thumbnails
There you
for
go.
years now, and I'm sorry when I say that. I have not clicked at first. I apologize when be honest with you. But I'll tell you this, in seeing you have the interview with Justin, and then watching that, and seeing the commentary, then you teaching me, what was it, Manchurian? Was the I'm still learning. But in watching the video and in getting something from that, I'm looking at this and I'm like, the fact that all of us exist in our individual spaces and that we leave ourselves open to or in conversations like things like this is not supposed to happen. At least not in the world that has been created years before this. It's getting back to a rebalance. And I think the rebalance is what's going to make people have to be accountable for some of the things they got away with. You know, there was bags for being reckless. There was bags for telling lies and then sort of instituting the allegedly in your videos. So I think that's what's happened, is that part of the party that's dying is that it can't just be one-sided. Even when you think about from a financial standpoint with the major labels, that one-trick pony not even making the money that it used to make anymore. That's why they're diversifying and looking into Afrobeats and looking into Latin music, and they're trying to find other ways to kind of get back to a bag, but even that is having to correct itself. So I think a lot of things are naturally doing that. Even when you talk about the term gatekeeping, it's interesting to me, Justin did a video about Willow Smith talking about she believes the new clout is going to be having an actual musical skill, being a musician, and that's going to be the new clout. And that's going to be gatekeeping itself. It's going to require that you learn a skill set and that you put the years in, and you put the dedication in, or you won't be a part of that conversation. So I'm just looking at things. Maybe it's being too optimistic. I don't know what it is, but I look at this and I can't help but feel like the shift is all around, and that the fact that we exist in a space, the fact that there's 3,100 something people in here for something that it wasn't like it was everybody was promoting for the last 3 weeks. We just jumped in.
People say you don't have much investment
What was it
energy.
about?
I got you. Hold on.
There you go. There we go. There we go.
Mine might be 15. I'll stop. But that's what I'm saying is that a lot of us are part of the Rap City generation. A part of us are part of the teen summits where you saw, Bundy having this debate with the congressman. Like, we're part of that. I'd never forget. I made a video talking about how the labels were prioritizing signing rappers, and the amount of, I'll say, 45 to 55 demographic hip hop fans who were just disgusted at where things have been. All I'm thinking to myself is, these are still human beings who want to support, and they want to put their money where their mouth is about this. They just don't have the proper mediums, or not aware of the proper mediums to express their opinions, to show their support. What I'm seeing now is that all of us in our individual worlds are creating that. So now when we collaborate, folks are like, wait a minute. So I'm not crazy for having all 6 of you on my playlist. This is a thing. I think we're giving a lot of people a lot of confirmation. To give the prospect of Justin, because I mean, this. I look at this right now. You Kendrick in the red hoodie and a big old chain, and it's just a good old pop out. I don't know who I'm for this, but I appreciate the fact I'm on this stage. And I think that the rebalancing is happening, and I think that Jeremy, you brought up a good point. Maybe that's where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, I think, the coolest part to me out of all this is whenever I watch y'all's videos, I see people who are in my comment section and y'all's comment section.
Yeah.
And I think that is really, we were talking about shifts, right? Something did happen when this Kendrick and Drake beef happened from an algorithmic standpoint. Because the algorithm was giving all kinds of new people who have been doing so much dope stuff way longer than I've ever heard of them. And I think too, I mean, maybe it's fair to say, Soul be killing it. Like, all these people I found because of this shift with the algorithm. And perhaps that leads back to what FD was talking about with the sheer number of people, I guess, talking about this battle. Maybe that confused the algorithm in terms of okay, let's not
Everybody there wasn't confused. They said, oh, there's a bag here.
Yeah.
Who won it?
We want it. Yeah.
A lot of people, I want to was so powerful, especially for the generation that we were and are like youth.
Let me go back. Oh my gosh. Yo. Okay. Alright, just had to check the coordinates. Alright, y'all, that's it for tonight. I'm about to go eat beef and bean burrito and a couple of ice cream sandwiches.
From Boston. You're not from Boston. I am from Boston. I thought you were